We're going to follow on from last week's Musk film, and so we're going to add several musks. We were comparing last time different musks. What happens when you put the Virginian cedar on, and that went down so well. Yeah, but then I've never had so many questions all in one post on the Patreon about, yes, but how many can you have and how many should you use and what happens and why are they all different and that sort of thing. So I thought we could make a fragrance that has several different musks in and we would see why. And I need... Do you remember rule number 1 from last week?
Switch on the thing.
Yeah. Arthur, if I were to make you a musk and lots of other things fragrance, what would you pick to put in it? What are you feeling today, fragrance-wise? I mean,
today,
it's hot. Very hot.
Today is a lemony day.
Okay.
But,
I was going to just say, what can we do to make up for the disappointment of the custard apple that didn't smell, didn't taste either like custard or like an apple?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever had a custard apple before, but I don't recommend them. It's like fruity cheese, but like bad fruity cheese. Like it's not even cheese. Like I love cheese.
And you love fruit.
And I love fruit, but I just don't.
Both at the same time, while under the banner of custard apple.
It was awful.
It wasn't nice, was it?
I had a nice plum though.
Yeah,
it was a lovely plum.
It was a kind of tiger striped plum as well. I thought it was an apple first from the outside.
You can't go wrong with a plum.
Of all varieties, I found. Yeah. So I've got some sweet orange and I've got some methyl pamplemousse just sitting here.
I think we need to use those. I think that's exactly what we want.
I think we will do that, and then I'll add some musks and we can see how it goes along, and we'll make you just a minuscule little... Now, you went to the trouble of fetching the water.
Yeah.
Which means that what I will just do, though, is go... This is what it would look like. So methyl pamplemousse to me is like that colour. It's very green. And then orange is orange.
Yes, famously.
So I would, in fact, by very definition, because that's where the colour, the word came from. You know, they used to be called, probably talked about this, haven't we? They used to be called Norranges in the UK. My great-grandmother, who was born in 1860, she still, within the memory of my mother, called oranges Norranges. Go and get a Norrange. It wasn't an orange, it was a Norrange. Do you know it's Spanish for orange?
No.
This is una naranja.
Oh, yeah.
With an N. So, we think that when they came over, people were calling them Norranges. And they'll say, I'll have an orange. And it became an orange.
Wow.
Just thought I'd fling that one in for you.
Wow.
So I've done a little...
That's great.
Okay. That's the heart, the central point of my fragrance here today is just orange and methyl pamplemousse, because that smells bright green. It's the grapefruit smell. Well, it's got an element of pink grapefruitishness that I'm just going to add in there, because, as you know, can't really paint, but can draw circles. And then we'll add the colours of the musks afterwards. But the great thing about these pencils, which is why I'm obsessed with these pencils, is, so they're called ink tents, which is, you know, you see what I did there? But it is actually ink, so you don't need very much pigment, and they go all bright and inky on you, so it turns into... So I've done the orange bit.
Wow, great.
I know you can draw properly, so you don't have to be...
No, it's lovely. I'm impressed. I don't...
Yeah, I've never heard him sound less impressed, Arthur, but it's fun.
It's really hot today.
It's very hot, and you're suffering from the disappointment of a a custard apple.
Custard apple, but I am wearing Crocs, so it is
No.
it's all levelling out.
It is, and I was very rude about them. I'm sorry.
No. You weren't as rude as a lot of people. A lot of my
Was
help.
I not?
I mean, you should hear Owen going on about the Crocs.
Okay. I can understand the comfort. It's just that.
It's like teenage rebellion for me. This.
All right. Well, it could be worse then, isn't it? It could definitely be worse than Crocs. If you're going to do your teenage rebellion at the age of what, wherever you
How
are.
old am I? 31.
31. Then Crocs. This is the way to go. It's just that.
Yeah.
I'm accustomed to seeing you, Arthur, and not being disappointed. I think pretty much we'll all agree with that. So right, to get back to this, like I said, it balances it out. It makes it fair in the world. If you're wearing Crocs, it gives other people, it takes away some of your own fair advantage. What was it? Yes. Okay. So methyl pamplemousse. Oh, do you want to smell it?
Yep.
So you don't need much. This is the one which, if you use this,
Oh yeah.
just with, this is so grapefruity. It's the one people smell this and instantly they go, oh yeah, it's grapefruit. There is no mistaking it. And yet it's not made out of grapefruit. So that's what's so marvellous. No, because grapefruit essential oil, it does smell grapefruity, but you put it in a blend, it sort of disappears. So if you want a grapefruit aroma, you use this.
So let's make a bad joke, but no, it's not made out of grapefruits. It's made out of pamplemousses. Because it's the same thing.
It's great, isn't it? Because we don't call it methyl grapefruit. We call it methyl pamplemousse.
Like, we've inherited so many French words.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we have inherited pamplemousse?
Pamplemousse is such a great one, isn't
It's
it?
brilliant. I don't...
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit. What a terrible name.
We'll start sounding like Marcel Lucon. Our friend,
From also...
the cabaret artiste, yes. And he compares ugly British words with beautiful French ones like butterfly, papillon. No? And I'm pretty sure that pamplemousse compared with grapefruit. Right, I'm going to write down what I'm doing. So I have put in some methyl pamplemousse, if we're going to do this correctly, at 0.5 at 10% strength, 0.5 grams. I think in honour of the Crocs, I shall just name this one Bite Me.
That's good.
Thank you. But it's quite sharp as well.
A friend of mine has a pair of frogs. Knockoff Crocs.
Really?
Yeah.
Dear. I didn't even... no. Well, so that... Yeah. I guess they're cheaper, are they?
Yeah, about a quarter of the price. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Crocs are quite overrated. They're £100 each.
What, one for each foot? Like £200?
I'm joking. They're
Oh, okay.
40 quid.
Right. Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Frogs are a tenner, I think.
See, I don't know because I have never inquired. But I'm not against comfort. You know stuff. I like my airs and graces.
Yeah.
They're shoes, not. Okay, here you go with the orange.
Oh, it's reminding me of oranges.
Oranges.
Oranges, yeah.
Okay, so it's
Goes well with the pamplemousse.
doesn't it? The pamplemousse, the methyl pamplemousse lasts a little bit longer. The two together, yeah.
I've put Virginia cedarwood with it.
Virginia cedarwood there as well. Yeah, I see. You have all three. You haven't yet crumpled them up into interesting origami-like shapes. Would you like some Virginia cedar in there as well?
How much have you got of each of the other two? 0.5?
Yeah.
Can you... Yeah, let's go equal parts. Can we do that?
Yes. We can do that. I'm just
It's
am
great. I can
very
get used to
sick
this,
again.
just making videos of just making Arthur smells.
Making Arthur smell even better than normal. Well, we might as well have it interactive, you know.
Yeah.
In that perfume making videos aren't that interactive, really, are they? Unless you're following along with your own kit, in which case you have to go back to the beginning and go, what did she say? I'll go and fetch it. Now, what did I miss? She's got, I haven't got that one. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you can use other things. So, what Arthur did was, he was the Virginian cedar, was do that to see what it would smell like, which is a valid thing.
Yeah.
And I'm quite happy to leave it at equal parts. One can always experiment and adjust later. Cedar V, also at 10% strength, 1.5. Now we're going to start getting the musks in there. We have the space left, and this is not the way you really do perfumes, but we have space left for 2.5 grams.
Great.
Because, now, also following on, you might recall that the Velvione swallowed everything last week.
It did.
And the Romandolide was your favourite because it went vroom.
Yeah, I love Romandolide.
And then we had the Adenolide, which is the appley one. And then we got Habanolide here, which is sort of quite, it's got a bit of a metallic thing going.
Oh, yeah.
So why would people use different musks? That was one of the questions.
Yes.
They do different things. Some people anosmic, as in cannot smell some of them. But then in this particular case, we're not necessarily using them just to so we can smell them. We're using them to smooth out this combination that we've got here.
Yeah.
And we're using it to help that last longer. We're not usually on the flight path. We've got the planes today.
Are we not usually on the flight path?
Well, maybe normally the windows aren't open because it's not normally this warm, so we can't. Flight paths usually...
Well, everywhere you are in London is a flight path.
True, but they're normally over there, aren't they? Because they normally go down that side of the Thames, and maybe it's just reflecting off the wall.
Maybe.
I mean, we're always... Yeah. It depends whether they come in from the east or the west.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for the romance.
So you have how many? 2.5 grams worth of space?
2.5 grams worth of space left.
Why don't we just make this an equal parts perfume? That means you've got... Oh, no, wait, that's far too many musks.
No, we could put 5 musks in.
Why not?
It's not unusual. What I would say, though, is I don't want to put quite as much... Oh, no, damn it, yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
Once
I
putting that
want
much
equal
Velvione.
parts every musk in. Or...
Feels like an experiment.
It's an experiment. This is what we should do. But what I'm going to do is put the Velvione in last.
Good idea.
So we'll see how it goes.
I would like to smell Velvione again,
You're a man
if that's all right.
of taste and discrimination from the ankles upwards.
I also just want another strip because I'm doing some great origami.
Okay. That's going to be the last time I criticise your Crocs. I have decided. That's it, because it's just like it's occupying too much space in my head.
Yeah.
So it by itself was actually a perfume. It was called
Really?
Velviona. I think it was by Helmut Lang, and it was launched just by itself as a molecule. Molecule 01 was not the first.
It was the
perfume,
original
just
Molecule 01.
It was. It was so lovely. Somebody just bottled it and sold it. Although, a friend of a friend.
It's extremely subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
By itself.
Yeah, but then it's a bit like fog. You know, if you see a cloud over there and you think, oh, there's a little cloud on the lake, and then it comes out and you can't see a blinking thing.
Yes.
It's only a cloud. Well, like if you're on a plane and you go, oh, there's a cloud, and then you hit it and you go, boom, that.
Yeah.
Velvione doesn't do that exactly, but what I mean is it's much more powerful than you imagine just by observing at first.
Yeah. It's a lovely thing though.
It is.
Really lovely.
I'm going to put Habana Light in. I put in 0.5 grams of Habana Light, and this is the musk which, I see.
It's a bit metallic-y.
Well, people say it smells metallic, and I think it's the memory thing again. I think it's this. That Habana Light is in washing powder and fabric conditioners.
Right.
So, when you iron your clothes with a hot iron, you get the smell of musks coming up at you. And I think that Habana Light doesn't so much remind people of hot metal, it reminds people of doing the ironing. I mean, I don't think it itself smells of hot metal.
Right,
I think it reminds people of a situation in which they have hot metal in their pores. Let's stir. I'm pretty sure that last week's was focused almost entirely on that plant, you know. The plant was in perfect focus and we were just like in the background. So.
The plant was... Yes, I might not have focused it very well. Don't worry though, this one's a different kettle of fish entirely.
Okay.
The plant
I mean, the plant's lovely.
It's just a smudge.
Okay, so this is the fragrance that we had, the cedar. I'm going to have to add in the cedar to the diagram. Then I have my little cedar planet. Because I didn't. So I'm retrospectively adding my cedar planets. To my diagram because I want it to feature as a separate woods planet, not as like it doesn't feel to me like it's just completely blended in.
Yeah.
So it currently the fragrance currently looks like that.
It's nice.
In my head.
Yeah, those pencils are great.
So it's amazing how lovely something can smell even though it's just that simple. So we put in the Habana Light. It was the Habana Light, yes.
I really, really, really love musks.
Yes.
It was Habana Light.
Good. Because that's the, yeah. Named after Havana. Okay, so we put in 0.5 grams of that at 10% as well, so that's currently 25% of everything that we put in.
Mm-hmm.
And currently I can detect all three of the other things that we put in. They do smell equal.
They do.
But I can't smell the musk.
See, each time I go back to it, the musk is greater.
Okay. I say I know what it's doing, but...
It's lovely, that. It's really, really lovely.
Okay, well, I'll make a little note at that point that goes, really, really lovely.
It was lovely, should have stopped.
Well, just so that we know.
I think it's only going to get better.
Things...
Can only get better when you're adding musks.
Yes.
As
Brian
here's a
Cox
question
said.
for you.
Yes, that's my question.
Can you ever have too many musks? Because I would say, in my limited experience, no.
I think this is one of the things we're going to observe, perhaps. I say usually no, but I'm tempted to think that knowing what we do about Velvione, if we were to put too much of that in, it might...
Oh, pardon me.
That's all right. Might swamp everything.
Yeah. What's gone in?
The Edenolide has gone in. The one that it...
Appley.
Appley.
Eden. Garden of Eden.
Yes.
What's the difference between an eon and an alide? Is there a difference?
Igelvione and Habanolide.
It's got an ide and an own. All the others are lides, aren't they? Galaxolide.
Galaxolide, Betylide, Exaltolide, Ethylene, Bratylide, Ambretolide.
Are they all the same
Syntholide.
supplier?
No, they're not. That is, I think it's just it's just a word ending that's kind of. I'm trying to remember if there are any other French words that end with "ulide," and in which case, what would it apply? What would it imply? Edenolide, here we go. This just smell that. Often they are musks. It's almost like putting "ish" on the end of a word.
Applyish. Appleish.
But I don't think it's not a chemical description. It's not like
No. Right.
all implies ethanol.
Okay.
Here you go. Or
Oh wow.
it's not like putting acetate on the end of the thing.
Things have changed. Things have changed.
No, this is it by itself.
Oh.
This is just the Edenolide.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you couldn't smell, the things would really have changed if that. It is to me smelling quite appley today.
It is. It's lovely. It's like appley, but it's been through the wash. That's really nice.
Freshly washed apples.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay, so nice pointy scent strips. Right, okay, this is it with 2 musks, so it now has the Appleyide in as... Oh, no, sorry, it's not the Appleyide, it's the Edenolide which smells appley.
The orange is popping more.
Yeah.
It's brought the orange out.
Yes, it has. It's less grapefruity, more orangey. Still woodsy.
Yeah, lovely. Onwards.
Yes, exactly. Because I suddenly realised, how interesting it must be to watch people sitting there smelling strips and saying nothing when you can't smell it yourself. The Romandolide, I've tidied, haven't I? Bless you.
Pardon me.
Wow. Ooh, we got Aurelion. Aurelion for me doesn't sort of quite count.
Why?
It's 2 off on 1. It is another it's an own. It's another eon. So we've got Aurelion. Aurelion is it's a bit. Oh, let's do it. It's a bit dirtier.
Can we have a whiff of it first?
Yes, we can. It's the one which, talking of items of clothing that you've left too long in the cupboard. Maybe this is actually the aroma of leaving your clothes too long. It's a bit more skanky. I think we quite politely describe Aurelion as skanky. Now this one is not readily biodegradable, so it's sort of going off my long-term list, but while I own it, I'm going to use it up, because otherwise where's it
It's
going?
interesting, because this one doesn't smell like washing up.
No.
No.
That's the one that says in the book that it is the...
It's amazing. I feel like with these musks, when I smell them, I only get the first smell. They grace me on the first note, on the first sniff.
And then
And then my brain just goes, yeah, you cannot smell
Yeah,
that
it's
anymore,
almost
mate. Sorry about that, mate.
Whereas I generally would recommend it's best to dip it, leave it until it's dried, then smell it.
Because they're so subtle that the ethanol can just hit you in the nose.
Yeah, the ethanol will lift some of it up, but you get a lot of ethanol and you're thinking, oh yeah, I definitely smell a thing, but it's not necessarily the thing that you want to be smelling. Are we now going to measure the strength of our in-breaths compared to measuring the strength of our out-breaths?
I love that no one's seen what I done.
What Arthur was doing was lifting up the strip by the sheer power of his in-breath. No, I can't do it.
There you go.
That's okay. Yeah. So, if you didn't have enough games to play and seeing how hard you can blow on your scale, you can also see if you can strengthen your in-breath by... You'll hyperventilate, knock yourself out. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
I can also make noises.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Serious face. Okay, I'm going to add half a gram of Aurelion. That's 10%. I can't believe I can actually manage to sound like an elephant.
Yeah, it was quite trumpety.
It was quite trumpety. Yeah. Okay, if you're going to do that, you'll have to blow your nose first so that you don't make elephant noises. On the other hand, this is quite impressive. Right, Aurelion, 0.5 grams. So we now do need to...
So how many 0.5s have we got left? 2?
We have got 2. So we've got the Romandolide,
Yes.
which we want to use because you like it, which
Yes.
I've just found. It was here after all.
And then we're going to be going Velvione.
We're going to be going
But
Velvio, and that's the point.
Can we go Helvetilide? No, we need to try Velvione because it's going to do something.
We do really. We might be able to go Helvetilide if there's enough space left, but
Yeah,
we'll
well,
see. It's a 5ml bottle, but sometimes 5ml bottles hold more. Okay.
Yep.
We're up to Musks. So this is we started with the Habana.
It's brought the grapefruit back.
Aurelion, yeah. And yet, with each musk, the original 3 things we put in just get folded in. It's like, I'm thinking a pastry analogy here. I don't You know, it's like you're adding more and more layers of flaky pastry around. So you've still got the centre. How about pain au chocolat? You got your chocolat, but so just need each layer just like more and more layers before you get to it. So it's in there, but they are still there though.
Yeah, and again, this is one of those ones that I'm smelling it and I'm going, I cannot wait to add some time to this.
With an H or without an H? You want to leave it over time, or do you want to add the herb?
H?
The herb, THYM. I just want it. I never know whether you mean
Time as in TIME.
Just checking.
The golden ingredient.
Yes.
The main ingredient.
This is true. Oh, we've got one to come back to. That
There was also a joke in that
well.
I cannot wait to add some time.
You're right. That would be a contradiction, a paradox.
Yeah, that's one for...
We got Sister Sledge to smell from last week as well.
Oh yeah.
It smells pretty good.
Okay, great.
Okay, we've done that. We've just got to stick the Velvione in. Let's stick the Velvione in. No, we haven't done the Romandolide. Oh, bloody hell. And we've taken that long. We've been inhaling paper strips. We've been... And
Yeah.
the skies of London are filled with different aircraft. Now we have the police helicopter. I'm so glad we don't do things like stopping just because there's
For sound?
intrusive sound. I
Mm.
mean, obviously one does when one is doing things properly, like your
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes. Well, when you're relying only on sound,
Yeah.
you have to. But these are a different thing. This is us welcoming people into the room.
Yeah. And the room welcomes the sound of the police.
Yeah.
And incoming tourists and visitors and business people to Heathrow. And
So it's got added romandolide.
added romandolide. And romandolide at 20% this one, so we've technically put in twice as much.
Oh.
And now it's gone all Virginian cedarwoody again.
It has. It's sparking it's inspiring me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking this is a lovely thing, and then I'm wanting to add a bit of black pepper to it. And I'm wanting to add a bit of... I'm smelling things in it. I'm going, oh, this is... I can imagine this being a wonderful planet.
Well, you know, I have an idea for another... Well, for a whole book, but another film. At some point. Which is about... Shall I give up the day job and go and be a...
Dancer.
Yeah. Perfumer,
Yeah.
writer, actor, all of those possible things. Because you can get very involved in something like this, and it can take you in lots of interesting directions with lots of ideas, and it can take up lots of time and without an age. And do you keep it as a hobby, or do you make a whole thing of it?
I would say that making a whole thing of it has been tremendous for you.
Yes. Yeah.
All the places you've been, all the people you've met.
That really, I think, is the best part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd never have met. I'd already met Professor Charles Spence, but I hadn't met Professor Barry Smith. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have met Harry. I wouldn't have met Sylvia in Bulgaria. I wouldn't have met Charlie. I wouldn't have met Jacques.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
Tanya Anarchy.
Tanya Anarchy, who was here just on Friday.
Oh.
The world would not be anywhere near as much fun without Tanya Anarchy in it.
So that's got Velvione, is it?
Yeah.
It's gone very Virginian cedarwoody, hasn't it?
Has. So this now has 5 musks. Velvione, Habanalide, Edenalide, Aurelione and Romandolide, all of which have different functions and slightly different aromas.
It's hard to describe what's happened to this.
Yeah. I mean, we got them in a row. I've got them in a...
It's hard to describe it because actually what's happened is it's softened everything down to such an extent that it's sort of made it almost
A perfume?
yeah,
That's the thing, I mean, that's the weird
it's
thing.
really subtle. Like
Yeah.
it's with every added musk, it's become more and more subtle. But
Yeah, it's like it polishes another side of it. Folds it more and more, wraps it up in cotton wool blanket or...
yeah,
Okay, so it's less bite me now, more chew me.
I would say it's not that. It's the, you know, when it's like you're trying to have a Werther's original, but you haven't got your false teeth in.
I'm imagining that, and I would say I would genuinely say that you don't struggle with this as much as you would struggle with that.
Yeah, no, it's true. The image came to mind, but actually I don't think it's appropriate. This is...
You're reminding me of my grandmother.
I would like to add some time without H.
Okay.
I think that I'm looking forward to selling this next week.
Just add time. That's what it's going to be called.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
I better write that in the book, because otherwise I'll never find it. Just add time. Right. This is how you tell I don't tidy up between 1 week and the next. Everything's just still sitting here. Unless there's an occurrence. There hasn't been an occurrence. Okay, Sister's Sledge. I've been wearing this.
Have you?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh.
I tell you what it reminds me of. I tried to make this fragrance once for somebody whose favourite had been discontinued. And as you know, I don't do that. But she swapped me for making a film. She's a proper filmmaker. She swapped me for making a film. This smells more like the one that she actually wanted. And I'm starting to think that the one that she did want had the Sisters SEB in it. I used a lot of Labdanum. It's the one that went to Steve Tyler.
Oh, right, yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go.
Because it had been discontinued and it used to be his favourite. So I think I'll get in touch with her. A lot calmer, isn't it? We've added... Just as if by magic, we've added time. We'd really put this on the end of last week's film.
Has last week's film been released yet?
Come to think of it, maybe not. Oh, and no, I don't think. Have I edited it? No, probably not.
I'd have to do it all again though.
No, I think we should just make people look here for it. Okay, so I'm now putting the musks in by drawing them.
Yeah.
So I remember what I've done. So,
It's a little bit biscuity to me.
biscuity.
Yeah, I've just smelt it again.
Yeah.
And it smells like something biscuity in a nice way, like in a shortbread way. With with like some rind in it. So it's some
I don't
orange rind.
disagree. It's got a certain element of sort of Hammersmith tea and biscuits
Yeah.
going on, so maybe it reminds you of that. I'm going to, so I've drawn my clouds and I'm going to paint them because this amuses me to have a picture in my head of what I think these things look like, and also it means that I don't feel quite guilty about spending money on pencils if I'm actually going to use them. So it is my diagrammatic depiction of this particular fragrance. Although at the moment it hasn't dried yet, it needs to dry. I'm only doing little ones. At the moment the centre of it is still a lot brighter than the outsides.
Yeah.
Actually, the musks have...
So what you need to do with that is now just fold the paper in on itself.
I say that, but now I'm smelling the strip again and everything's coming back out at me. The last one, the centre still... I mean, is that because I'm looking at the picture and it's fooling my brain into thinking I'm smelling the...
It's really nice.
It's very acceptable, Obadiah.
Like a musk.
Okay. Do you want to try it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
I was going to try the different musks on my arm, but I forgot to do my demo of how I normally just write numbers on with a Sharpie. Arthur is now wearing it. And how is it on your skin? I'm gonna
Oh,
try
it's
mine.
far better, even better. Yeah, things are popping out.
I thought he was coming round here so I can smell him, but he's not. He's just got distracted at the other end while we were kitted.
What I've done, what I'm doing, because
Yeah.
it was in my head,
Mhm.
I'm
You found the
popping
black
one
pepper.
drop of black pepper on top.
Okay. It's very grapefruity on me. I've got the mitard pamplemousse leaping out at me.
Oh yeah.
You like it with the black pepper? Of course, I don't know exactly how much that was. Okay.
Black pepper's
Spicy.
possibly a bit much. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Different.
yeah. Yep, okay, I could happily sit here for quite a while.